Sharing a female body with another person is tricky. If you're not careful, it can lead to growing a whole new person inside you. Like her older brothers, my daughter was born by C-section because my pelvis isn't built for regular birthing. Not to brag, but the doctor who did my first C-section told me my pelvic structure would have been a death sentence 200 years ago. That's another thing about sharing your body with someone. There's no guarantee either of you will make it out alive. Which is why I wanted my tubes tied immediately after the birth of my third and final child in what would be a triumph of reproductive autonomy. Deliver baby, tie knots, end scene. Except that my OBGYN talked me out of it. A tubal ligation was so final, she said. What if I had regrets? I'll tell you what I regret, not grabbing her throat with my swollen sausage fingers and hissing, "Tie my tubes now," in my best Gollum voice. At my 6-month postpartum appointment, Dr. Linz recommended an IUD. She said the insertion would feel like a little pinch, which was an accurate description in the same way that a little pressure is an accurate description of being crushed by a car. At home, I took 3 ibuprofen and cried on the couch while my husband stroked my hair. Then the pain receded, and we celebrated our newfound reproductive freedom. A month later, at my follow-up appointment, Dr. Linz peered between my legs and said, "Huh," which is not a sound you ever want to hear at the gynecologist's. It turned out that my uterus was in the process of spontaneously expelling my IUD. Spontaneously expelling is a clinical term for spitting out. Dr. Linz removed the IUD and said I should take a pregnancy test because of having had unprotected sex, which made me sound like Lorelai Gilmore and not like a person who was told by her physician that it was okay to have sex as soon as I felt up to it. To my relief, my pregnancy test came back negative. But my gynecological nightmare wasn't over because several weeks later, I dreamt that I had gone to see Dr. Linz about a possible pregnancy. Her dream office looked just like her real office, except it was jewel bright, pink walls, yellow blinds, teal accents. She was wearing a parrot green dress. Her lips were fuchsia. She told me there was a new and better way to test for pregnancy. She just needed to scrape a few cells out of my uterus. "Easy peasy, lemon squeezy," she said. It didn't sound easy peasy, but who was I to argue? She was so happy and so sure. I lay back on the exam table and she scraped, then fussed with some equipment in the corner, then turned to me with a dazzling smile. She held her hand out, palm up. "Yep," she sang in a Disney princess voice, "you're pregnant because look, they're multiplying." On her palm, little translucent spheres that looked like tapioca pearls were replicating with audible pops. 2, 4, 8. I woke up in a cold sweat, heart hammering. It will never not be tricky to share a female body with other people. But you know what's easy peasy lemon squeezy? Finding a new gynecologist.